Have you ever had that specific recurring nightmare?
Which one are we talking about here?
It's not the one where you show up to school without pants.
Okay, good.
It's the one where, you've been studying a language for months, maybe even for years.
Right.
You've got your vocabulary flashcards memorized. Your Duolingo streak is like absolutely on fire, and you feel genuinely decent about your grammar skills.
You feel ready.
You feel ready. But then reality hits you like a freight train.
The reality of an actual human being standing in front of you.
Exactly. A real breathing person walks up to you and says something completely normal.
Yeah.
And your brain just pulls the plug.
Whole blank screen.
The screen goes black. It's the dreaded social freeze. You know the words, technically. They're in your head somewhere.
Oh, yeah, they're in there.
But in that high-pressure moment, you panic. You can't find the verb, you forget the greeting, and you just sort of stand there smiling awkwardly.
Nodding like a bobblehead.
Ex
It is the universal nightmare of language learners everywhere. And I think it's really important to validate that feeling right off the bat. It's not just you.
That's a relief to hear.
And it's not because you aren't smart. Psychologists actually have a specific term for this. It's called foreign language anxiety.
Foreign language anxiety. Wow, it sounds like a medical diagnosis.
It practically is. It creates this massive, frustrating gap between what you know on paper, your competence, and what you can actually produce under pressure, your performance.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
It is exhausting. And quite frankly, it's the #1 reason people quit learning.
I can see why.
They think, I studied for a year and I couldn't even order a coffee. I must be bad at this.
It feels like your brain is just betraying you. But looking at the research we have today, there might be a way to cheat the system.
Or at least a way to hack the mainframe.
A hack is a good way to put it. Today, we are doing a deep dive into a fascinating set of materials titled Short Conversations That Change Your Confidence. Now, I was looking at this stack of papers you sent over, and at first glance, I have to be honest, it just looks like a list of dialogues.
Like something from a high school textbook.
Exactly. But you've gone through this. It's more than just a phrase book, isn't it?
It is significantly more. If you look closely, it's actually a psychological toolkit.
The toolkit.
It's not a grammar textbook. We aren't going to be worrying about these subjunctive, tense, or complex conjugations here.
Thank goodness.
It's essentially a collection of scripts.
Scripts. So we're talking about 20 battle-tested, ready-made dialogues. And the claim here is that these cover about 80% of the interactions you're going to have in daily life.
That seems high, doesn't it?
It seems really high.
But think about your day. I mean, that's the Pareto principle in action, the 80-20 rule. 80% of our daily talk is incredibly repetitive.
That's true.
We order coffee, we greet coworkers, we say goodbye, we ask where the bathroom is. We aren't trying to make you a poet here.
No debating philosophy.
Not at all. We are talking about the muscle memory interactions. The idea is simple. If you have a script, you don't have to improvise.
And if you don't have to improvise,
You don't panic.
that makes a lot of sense. It's all about predictability. Which brings us to our mission for this deep dive. We are going to dismantle these 20 scenarios.
Yeah.
We've got them categorized by context, social, transactional, professional, the whole 9 yards. We're going to look at why these specific phrases work.
And how memorizing them can essentially trick your brain into feeling confident.
Trick your brain. I like that.
And we have a great narrative anchor to start this off. The source material tells the story of a guy named David.
Yes, David's story is the perfect example of why this works. I connected with this immediately. So, David is learning Spanish.
Right. He's in Mexico.
And for him, ordering food is a source of major anxiety. He dreads it. He usually just, points to the menu and mumbles.
Hold there.
But this time, he walks into a restaurant and something is fundamentally different.
Because he wasn't going in empty-handed?
Exactly. He had a script preloaded in his head. He walks up to the counter. The waiter looks at him, and instead of freezing, David just hits play.
He just recites the lines he practiced.
And it works. He gets his food, the transaction is smooth, and he walks away feeling like $1 million.
Let's unpack that for a second, because the cognitive psychology there is really, really important.
Okay.
Why did that feel so different for David? It's not just that he knew the words. It's about something called cognitive load.
Cognitive load. Break that down for us.
Okay, think of your brain as having a limited budget of attention. Let's say you have $100 of mental energy.
Right.
When you try to speak a new language, usually you are doing 3 massive tasks at the same time. First, you're listening to the other person and decoding their sounds.
Okay, that's one.
Second, You're translating that meaning. And third, you are trying to construct a grammatical sentence from scratch to respond.
So a lot.
That cost about $120.
You're over budget.
Way over budget. And that's why you freeze. It's like trying to build a car while you're driving it down the highway.
That is a terrifying but very accurate image.
Eventually you're going to crash.
Right.
What David did with the script was he built the car beforehand. When he got to the counter, all he had to do was turn the key. When you remove the pressure to create grammar in real time, you free up all that mental energy to just listen.
Just be present.
Exactly. It's the difference between improvisation, which is terrifying,
Right.
and reciting a line you know by heart, which is safe.
And that feeling of success, that dopamine hit he must have felt.
Just huge.
He realized, hey, I just had a conversation. It changes your self-image.
Completely.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's look at how to master the entry and the exit of a conversation, because I feel like starting and stopping are the hardest parts.
Oh, for sure.
If you mess up the hello, the whole interaction feels doomed from the start.
Absolutely. Greetings and small talk. Sociologists call this phatic communication. Yeah, it's speech that is meant to build social bonds rather than convey information. It's the gatekeeping of social interaction.
The gatekeeping.
If you can't get past the gate, you never get to the real connection.
Okay, so let's look at conversation number 1 in our source material. Meeting someone new.
The classic party scenario.
The source suggests a very specific flow here. It starts with a simple, hi, I'm name, followed by nice to meet you. Standard stuff.
Right.
But then the response is key. You mirror it. Nice to meet you too.
That mirroring is a fundamental social skill. It validates the other person.
How so?
Well, if I say nice to meet you and you just say thanks, it feels uneven. It feels like a transaction.
Oh, interesting.
By adding that little word to, you create balance and reciprocity. But the real gold nugget in the script is the third line.
After the introductions.
Yeah. You're standing there, and the silence starts to creep in. The script gives you a conversation saver.
And the phrase is, so how do you know host? Or how do you know mutual friend?
It's brilliant in its simplicity. Why does this work so well?
It immediately shifts the spotlight off you.
Exactly. If you are anxious, the last thing you want is to be talking about yourself. By asking, how do you know the host?
Yeah.
You are handing the microphone to the other person.
You're giving them a topic they are guaranteed to know the answer to.
It's almost like cheating because you know they have the answer. You aren't asking, what is the capital of Peru?
Right. You're asking, how did you get here?
Exactly. And it establishes a connection immediately. Oh, we work together, or we went to college. Suddenly, you aren't strangers anymore.
You're two people connected by a third person.
You're building what we call a triangle of trust. You, me, and the host.
I like that visualization. Okay, moving on to conversation number 2, morning small talk.
The office kitchen.
Or seeing a neighbor at the mailbox. The source mentions the brevity rule.
Yes. This is a big cultural marker, especially in English. In casual contexts, we love to drop words.
We do.
You don't always need to say, good morning. Just morning is often friendlier. It signals, I acknowledge you, but I'm not demanding a 10-minute conversation.
It's low pressure.
Very low pressure. It says, I see you, I respect you, keep walking.
And the check-in phrase here is, busy day ahead.
I love that phrase. Busy day ahead is so low stakes. Compare that to, how are you?
How are you?
Yeah.
Can feel like a loaded question.
It can be. If someone is having a bad day, they might hesitate. They might feel like they have to lie or overshare.
Right.
Busy day ahead allows the other person to just say, yeah, pretty busy, or not too bad. It's a way to show interest without being intrusive.
It respects boundaries while maintaining that social cohesion.
Perfectly put.
Conversation number 3. The classic. The cliche.
Ah, yes. The weather.
Honestly, do we really need a script for the weather? It feels so empty.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm wasting my breath sometimes.
I hear that objection all the time, but
Yeah.
we have to respect the weather conversation.
Okay, convince me.
It is the ultimate social lubricant precisely because it is empty. It's neutral ground. You aren't asking about politics. You aren't asking about religion.
You're not asking about money.
Never. You're just agreeing on reality. The sky is blue. Yes, it is. It signals that we're in the same world, that we're on the same team.
Okay, so how do we do it without sounding like a robot? The source outlines a very specific formula.
A 4-step formula.
Observation, agreement, personal impact, and hope.
Right. Let's break that down because having a structure stops the rambling. First, observation. Nice weather today. Simple.
Simple agreement? Yeah, finally warming up.
Then comes the most important part, personal impact. I was tired of the cold.
That makes you human.
It does. It's not just meteorological data anymore. It's about how it feels to you. And finally, the hope. Fingers crossed it stays.
Fingers crossed. I want to highlight that. If you are a learner, that is such a great idiomatic phrase to throw in.
It sounds so native.
It really does.
And it acts as a closer. It signals the end of the exchange. It's a nice little bow on the package. You don't have to keep talking about the clouds after. Fingers crossed.
Speaking of ending things, let's talk about conversation number 4. The polite escape.
Oh, this is a big one.
I think this is where I struggle the most. I never know how to stop talking without feeling rude.
So you just stand there nodding.
I'll just stand there nodding for 20 minutes because I'm afraid to walk away.
You are not alone. The goodbye anxiety is real. People will drag out conversations just to avoid that awkward, I'm leaving now moment.
Because it feels like a rejection.
It does. So the key is to signal the exit before you actually leave.
And the source gives us a signal phrase for that. Well, I should probably get going.
Note the word probably. It softens the blow. It's not I am leaving. It's I should probably get going.
It implies that you want to stay,
But external forces, the universe, time, your schedule, are pulling you away. It removes the personal rejection. It says, I like you, but the clock is the enemy.
And the structure of the goodbye is crucial too. You signal departure, but then you have to validate the interaction.
Yes. You say, it was nice talking to you. You have to confirm that the interaction was positive.
Otherwise, they might think you're leaving because they were boring.
Exactly. And then the future wish. See you around. It keeps the door open.
It's a very elegant 3-step dance.
Escape, validate, future open.
Okay, let's shift gears. We've done the social stuff. Now let's talk about transactional confidence.
Back to David in Mexico.
Exactly. Restaurants, cafés, shops, these are high-volume interactions, but they can be terrifying because they happen so fast.
Speed is the enemy here, but the advantage is predictability. A coffee shop interaction follows a script almost 100% of the time.
It rarely deviates.
You aren't going to walk into a Starbucks and have the barista ask you about your childhood trauma.
Unless it's a really intense Starbucks.
A very therapeutic Starbucks.
So conversation number 5, ordering coffee. The source emphasizes the power of can I get versus I want.
This is a major marker of fluency and politeness in English. In many languages, saying I want coffee is perfectly standard. It's direct.
But in English?
In English, I want sounds demanding, almost like a toddler pointing at a toy.
Right.
Can I get a medium latte? Or I'd like a medium latte softens the request. It turns it into a collaboration rather than a demand.
It frames the interaction as you asking for a favor, which is polite, even though you're paying for it.
Exactly.
And the source warns us about the binary choice. The barista is going to ask for here or to go.
And if you aren't expecting that question, it can throw you off.
You're so focused on saying latte that when they ask a follow-up question, you panic.
Your brain just short circuits.
Yeah.
Knowing that for here or to go is coming allows you to prepare your answer before you even step up to the register.
You can preload to go, please.
Right. No panic necessary.
Moving to the sit-down restaurant in conversation 6. The standard phrasing is, I'll have the dish. But again, it's the follow-up prep that saves you.
Right. It's the tennis match visualization. If you serve the order, I'll have the burger, you must expect the return volley.
The return volley being, how would you like that cooked?
Or fries or salad. The source suggests visualizing the entire tennis match. Don't just practice your serve, practice your return.
If you know the return is coming, you won't be surprised.
You'll be ready for it.
Conversation number 7 is about the bill. Or is it the check?
The great vocabulary nuance. In the U.S., it's usually the check.
In the UK, it's the bill.
But regardless of the word, the nonverbal cue is pretty universal. You catch the eye, you do the little hand scribble motion, or you just raise a hand.
The script here is, excuse me, can we get the check, please? Short, sweet.
Simple and effective.
But what happens when things go wrong? Conversation number 8 is the polite complaint. This feels like the advanced level.
This is high stress because now you aren't just transacting, you are introducing conflict.
Which is terrifying.
For a language learner, conflict is terrifying because you worry about being misunderstood or sounding aggressive. You don't want to become the difficult customer.
No, nobody wants that. So the source suggests a softener to start. Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but...
That sorry to bother you is crucial. It disarms the server. You aren't attacking them personally, you are pointing out an error.
It separates the person from the problem.
Exactly. Then you state the fact, this isn't what I ordered. Note that it's a neutral statement. You aren't saying you messed up.
You're saying this object is incorrect.
Right. I ordered chicken. This is fish.
Fact-based. You stick to the reality of the plate.
And then the resolution. The key takeaway here is that politeness gets better results than anger. Ending with, thank you, I appreciate it, when they fix it, restores the peace.
It turns a conflict into a solved problem.
And everyone walks away happy.
Let's touch on retail quickly. Conversations 9 and 10. Finding things.
Okay, where can I find? Plus the item. The most important thing here is listening to the answer.
Because the answer will almost always be a direction.
Always. Aisle 5 or back corner. You don't need to understand every word of their explanation. If they say, well, we used to have it in the front, but we moved it to the back corner.
All you need to hear is back corner.
Filter out the noise.
And at the checkout, the script anticipates the question, did you find everything okay?
Which is purely rhetorical.
They don't actually want to know about your struggle to find the socks.
No, you just say yes, thanks, and then wait for the payment prompt. Credit, please. It's a dance everyone knows the steps to.
Okay, let's move into the danger zone. The scariest place for a language learner.
Oh, the phone.
The phone.
The final boss.
Why is it so much harder? Is it just the audio quality?
Audio quality is part of it for sure, but it's mostly the lack of visual context.
Right, no body language.
When we speak face-to-face, we rely heavily on lip reading, facial expressions, and hand gestures to fill in the gaps.
All those little cues.
If I don't understand you, I can look at your face to see if you're joking. On the phone, you are flying blind. It is 100% audio.
You lose half the communication signals.
At least half.
So conversation 11 deals with professional answering. The phone rings, you pick it up. What's the move?
The script gives us the identity check. Is this David? You simply respond, yes, this is David.
Simple enough.
And then, if you are the one receiving the call, you can gatekeep. May I ask who's calling?
It buys you a second.
It buys you a second to adjust your brain to the caller. It puts you in control of the information flow.
Conversation 12. Booking appointments. This is a negotiation dance.
It really is. You have the request, I'd like to schedule, then the availability check, when works best, then the offer. How about Tuesday?
And finally, confirmation.
If you visualize that structure request, availability, offer, confirmation, you won't get lost in the dates and times.
Good tip to write it down as you say it.
Absolutely.
Conversation 13 is the voicemail. I hate leaving voicemails even in my native language.
Everybody does.
I always feel like I'm rambling. I leave these long, winding messages that make no sense.
The pressure of the beep causes people to ramble. It's the dead air fear. The source provides a perfect template to stop the rambling.
Greeting, ID, reason, call to action.
A simple 4-step process.
And there's a specific host note here. Emphasize, this is name, rather than I am name.
Yes, that is a classic tell. On the phone, native speakers almost always use this is.
Hi, this is Emily.
Exactly. Saying I am Emily sounds very formal or translated. It sounds like you are introducing yourself to a crowd.
That's a great nuance.
And don't forget to repeat your phone number at the end. Slow down for the number. Treat the number like a separate sentence.
Finally, conversation 14. The wrong number.
The graceful exit. Sorry, I think you have the wrong number.
And if you were the one who dialed wrong?
Apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't just hang up. That is universally considered rude.
A simple apology maintains your dignity.
And the other person's.
Let's take this to the workplace and school. Section 5. Navigating hierarchy. Because talking to a boss or a professor adds a whole new layer of intimidation.
Absolutely. The stakes feel higher because your job or your grade is on the line. The power dynamic shifts the language you need to use.
Conversation 15 is interrupting the boss. You need an answer, but they look busy. How do we do this without being annoying?
Respecting time is the first move. You don't just launch into your question.
Right.
You open with, do you have a minute? Or, I got a second.
It shows you have emotional intelligence.
You are acknowledging their time has value. It asks for permission to enter their mental space.
Then clarity. I have a question about project. Is it X or Y?
Get straight to the point. Bosses appreciate brevity. Don't give the whole backstory unless they ask for it.
They don't need the history of the problem. They just need to make the decision.
Precisely.
Conversation 16, calling in sick.
Here is the expert advice from the source. The don't overshare rule.
Oh, this is a big one.
This is a big cultural difference. In some cultures, you are expected to explain exactly what is wrong to prove you are sick. You know, my stomach hurts and I have a fever and...
In the US and UK, we really don't want to know.
Please, no details about fluids.
No, thank you.
The script is simple. I'm not feeling well, I won't be able to come in. That is enough. Your boss assumes you are telling the truth.
And the professionalism comes in with the follow-up. I'll check in tomorrow.
Right. It shows you aren't just disappearing, you are managing your absence. It says, I'm still responsible.
Conversation 17 deals with classmates. The favor. You miss class.
The context is key. I miss class. Then the ask, could I borrow your notes?
Using the conditional could is the magic word here.
It makes it a polite request, not a demand. It gives them the option to say no, which ironically makes them more likely to say yes.
And always follow with heavy gratitude.
That would be amazing, thank you. Flattery works.
Conversation 18 is the connector. Introductions. We talked about meeting someone new, but what if you are the one introducing two other people?
That's a lot of pressure.
It is, because you are responsible for the vibe.
The triangle method again. Person A, this is person B. But the source adds a vital step. The hook.
The hook being, you both love hiking.
Exactly. If you just introduce two people and walk away, you leave them in a vacuum.
You leave them staring at each other in awkward silence.
By providing the hook, you both love hiking, or you both work in marketing, you are teeing up their first conversation.
Yeah.
You are being a social facilitator.
You are giving them the ball so they can play.
That's a great way to put it. You're the bridge builder.
Let's move to our final category, social engineering. Making plans and setting boundaries.
This is where friendships are actually made.
This is the difference between an acquaintance and a friend. Moving from hi in the hallway to let's hang out. Conversation 19, making plans. The source calls this the funnel strategy.
I like that image. You start broad at the top of the funnel. Step 1, broad check.
Are you free Saturday?
If they say no, you stop there. No harm done. You haven't been rejected on a specific idea yet.
It saves face for everyone.
Exactly. But if they say yes...
Then you move to step 2, specific suggestion.
Yeah.
Want to grab lunch?
And then step 3, the bait. There's a new Thai place I want to try.
You're making it enticing. It's not just lunch.
It's an experience. It gives them a reason to say yes beyond just seeing you.
And finally, conversation 20. The soft no. Declining an invitation.
This is huge.
How do we say no without offending people and losing friends?
This is so important for relationships. You can't say yes to everything, but a hard no can feel like a rejection of the person, not just the event.
Right. If I say, want to come to dinner, and you just say no, I feel hurt.
Of course. So how do we soften it?
The source suggests the sandwich method.
The sandwich method. Top bun. Positive affirmation. Oh, that sounds fun. Or I'd love to.
You validate the invite. You tell them, thank you for thinking of me.
Meet. The barrier. But I can't make it, or I have plans. Think is okay here. You don't need a doctor's note.
You don't need to lie and say your grandmother's in town.
I have plans. It's as a complete sentence. And then the bottom bun. The future open. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. It tells them, I like you, I just can't do this specific thing.
Exactly. It preserves the friendship. It keeps the door open for future invites.
So we have dismantled these 20 scripts. We've got the toolkit.
We do?
But simply having a hammer doesn't build a house. How do we actually internalize these?
That's the key question.
Because I can read this list, but if I don't practice, I'm still going to freeze when the waiter looks at me.
The source outlines a roadmap, and it starts with the rule of 3.
The rule of 3.
Do not, I repeat, do not try to memorize all 20 of these tonight.
You'll burn out.
You will burn out. You will mix them up and start ordering coffee from your boss.
Which would be an interesting career move.
A bold one. So pick 3.
Just 3.
Pick the 3 most relevant to your life right now. If you are a coffee addict, learn the cafe script. If you just started a new job, learn the introduction script.
Relevance drives memory.
If you need it, your brain will keep it.
And what about practice methods? Because reading them silently is one thing.
Reading silently is passive. It uses a different part of the brain than speaking. You need active practice.
So what does that look like?
Write them down. Handwriting helps memory retention. But more importantly, record yourself. Play both roles.
Oh, interesting.
Be person A and person B.
That sounds a little crazy talking to yourself.
It feels silly, but it is necessary. You need to train the muscle memory in your mouth. Your tongue needs to know where to go to form these sounds without you thinking about it.
Like an athlete.
Athletes visualize and practice their motions. Language learners need to do the same. Talk to yourself in the shower. Talk to yourself in the car. Shadow the recording.
The source also mentions the first-time jitters.
You have to acknowledge that using a script for the first time in the wild is going to be scary.
Oh, yeah.
Your heart will pound, you will sweat. That is normal. That is your body preparing for performance. But the moment it works,
Yes.
the moment the barista hands you the coffee exactly as you ordered it,
It's a rush.
it's a huge rush. Confidence skyrockets because you realize, I just had a conversation in English. I did it.
And that success fuels the next attempt.
It proves to your brain that you are capable.
I love that. It's about building momentum with small wins.
Mhm.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the source has a specific challenge for our listeners.
Yes. The final challenge.
What is it?
We want you to choose one conversation from this list. Just one. Practice it 5 times today, out loud, in the mirror.
And then here's the kicker.
Use it in the real world within 7 days.
That's the goal. Get out there and use it. Don't just learn it, live it.
So to recap, confidence comes from preparation, not perfection.
You don't need to be Shakespeare.
You don't need to be a poet, you just need a script.
And we want to hear about it. Which conversation did you choose? Did you get the coffee? Did you survive the phone call?
We want those success stories. Send them our way.
Here is one final thought to leave you with, something to chew on. We talked about scripts for language, but think about your native language for a second.
Okay.
How much of your daily life is actually scripted? How are you? Good, you. Thanks, have a nice day.
Huh?
We run on scripts all the time.
That's a really good point.
Learning them in a new language isn't being fake. It's just learning the code to being human in a different culture.
That is a fascinating perspective. We are all just following the script.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. Good luck with your scripts, and we'll see you next time.
See you around.